Good afternoon, class. How are you doing today? Hope that you are doing fine and well. Thank you for our conversation before our class starts today. I've seen that you have understand your previous lessons and that you are ready to go on to our next lessons. Today we're going to be studying in Unit 10, page 101 to 105. And our topic will be about seasons. Seasons. Yes, we have talked or discussed many chapters before about seasons, and you have explained to me what seasons are. Today we are going to go more in depth about seasons. So can you please take out your book and turn to page 101 on Unit 10. 101 and Unit 10 have some readings about seasons, especially seasons in Thailand. Yes, this book we are going to discuss about seasons in Thailand, where we're going to know about Thailand seasons, how many seasons they have, and what do people do during that seasons. Okay, before we start our lessons, do you know how many seasons we have here in Cambodia? Can you post something up on our Telegram page? How many seasons we have here in Cambodia? Is it 1, 2, 3, or 4, like most Northern Hemisphere countries? Have you learned before? Most Northern Hemisphere have 4 seasons. They are included spring, winter, summer, and autumn, right? Maybe not in that order, but those are the 4 seasons that most Northern Hemisphere have. As we have learned, in springtime it's usually warm and kind of raining. In the summertime it is hot, right? And the autumn is starting to get cold and the leaf on trees start to fall. And winter time is when snows fall and it gets really cold. Is that correct? Do you understand that from your previous lessons? Okay, if not, you can post something up or ask me questions about the seasons here in Cambodia or different countries, and we can discuss that before we continue on with our lessons. But as for our video, I have listed down here 4 words that you will need to know in understanding your reading and your text on page 101 and 102 about the season here in Thailand. The first word I have here is weather. What is a weather? The weather, does it include rain? Does it include snow? Does it include sunny? I want you to write down the definition of all these words down and post it up on our Telegram page, or you can send it to my personal Telegram where I can correct it and see if you know what these words are. First word I have to explain to you earlier is weather. The second word is flood. The third word is plain. The fourth word is bonfire. Again, I will not go over these words with you. I want you to go over it yourself and try to understand and figure out what these words mean. Write it down in your notebook in your own words and send it to my personal Telegram where I can correct and check for you. Also, for number 4, bonfire, I will post some pictures in our Telegram group what a bonfire is in maybe about 5 minutes, so you will understand what a bonfire is. Okay, for your text on page 101, we will read about the seasons in Thailand. From reading your text, we have understand that Thailand have 3 seasons. They are summer, raining season, and winter. As we have understand from our previous lessons and from this book, if you read it, summer, it starts in February and ends in May in Thailand. And the summertime, it is hot, really hot, like here in Cambodia. So what do people do during the summertime, especially here in Cambodia and in Thailand and all over the world? What do you do? What do you wear? Do you wear something thick to keep you from being cold, or you wear something light because it's too hot? You can post up something on our Telegram page explaining to me what do you wear and what do you people do during the summertime. And the raining season, as here in our text on the bottom of your box, states that it starts in May and ends in October in Thailand. So during the raining season, especially in Thailand and here in Cambodia, what do people usually do in the rainy seasons? Especially for farmers, what do they do? Do they start planting their harvest for rice fields, planting the crops, or planting the fruits and vegetables to grow during the rainy seasons? You can also post something up on our Telegram page or have a dialogue or discussion with me about raining season. I will be waiting for you to communicate with you. And in winter, I know here in Cambodia we do not have a winter season, right, as a dialogue. We only have 2 seasons, where it's just hot summer and the rainy season here in Cambodia. So we have the 2 seasons. But in Thailand, there are 3 seasons. Why is that, you might ask? Thailand is so close to Cambodia, right next to each other. Why Thailand have 3 seasons and Cambodia have 2? Why is that? Can you explain to me or give me an answer in our Telegram page? Maybe because Thailand is a bigger country than Cambodia, and maybe because Thailand is further north where it have high mountain range connected to China, and this high mountain range can be the effect of winters. Maybe, or maybe not. Please answer something in our Telegram page. Explain to me why Thailand have winter and Cambodia don't. And we can also have a further discussions about winters here in Southeast Asia, meaning Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam. Why some countries in these regions have winter and Cambodia don't. That is pretty interesting, huh? Hopefully we can have more discussion on that before we continue our lessons. Okay, for your first task, I will have some exercise for you that I will post after the video. So after you have finished watching this video, let me know that I will post you your first task. I will show you your first task. Your first task will have 2 exercises, okay? For this first task, I will give you 40 minutes. And all these exercises are about seasons. Seasons here in Southeast Asia and the seasons all around the world. You will be given 40 minutes to complete this task. Once you complete this task, you can send it to my personal Telegram where I can correct it and give you back your score. Okay, class, after 40 minutes, I will see you in our second video. Hello class, welcome back to our second video for today's lessons. Thank you for submitting me your tasks, and thank you for the answers or the questions about Thailand season. I see we have discussed about the winter there, so thank you for our discussion on that on season in Thailand, why they have 3 seasons, and we here next door in Cambodia have only 2. Okay, now on to our second task for today. On the second task, I have some questions for you on page 103 about raining seasons and winter seasons. And can you please turn your book to page 103? In raining seasons, they have a list about 4 questions about raining seasons. And I want you to answer these questions right now in our dialogue, in our Telegram page. You can do not have to post that in my personal Telegram. Just post it on our group page where we can have a chat and understanding about these questions. Okay, the first questions I have for you in page 103 states that during the rainy season, have enough water for plantings and crop to grow as well. So during the rainy seasons, do farmers have enough water or do have crops for them to grow? Yes or no? What about during some rainy season, there is a drought? A drought means where there is less rain during the rainy season, and maybe farmers have to take a loss because there is a drought, there is not enough rain during rainy season. That's why they might take a loss. Can you answer me that questions? And for some points on the rainy season, I will read on the bottom dot of page 103. It said, people who live on a plain or near big rivers must watch out for floods. Remember on our words here, on words to know, plain? Plains mean like you're living on a flat land next to a river. So if you live on a flat land and if it rains a lot, there might be floods, right? Because you're living in the plains. And so on this point on the rainy season, they said people who live on plain near big rivers must watch out for floods. So during the rainy season, they must build the house high, right? So they won't be caught in a flood, or their livestock or their farm won't be flooded out. Remember, like our word, on our first word, where things start to decay, where things are dying. Because if there are too much water and too much rain in your farmland, your harvest will decay, meaning they will start to rot and die because it will drown itself from the flood. Our first words to know. Okay, for this page, I want you to read all the points during the rainy seasons and answers or give me some highlights and points about these circumstances during the rainy seasons. And during winter, here are some points that people wear or people do during winters. Like our first point in winters talk about people wear thick clothes to keep them warm or keep them warm. So here in Cambodia, we know we do not have a winter. So we do not need a thick coat or thick clothes to wear, right? We need light coat because there's no winter. So in wintertime, people wear thick clothes to keep them warm because it is so cold. So cold in wintertime. Sometimes it snows because it is so cold. These are just some of the things that we as human beings or we that live in the regions that have winters have to do, because we have to wear thick clothes to keep warm. And in some areas, people create a bonfire, which is our word here on Words to Know, bonfire. Yes, I have posted up some pictures on our Telegram post what a bonfire is, and thank you for your understanding what it is. Because sometimes when it gets cold, or you want to barbecue when it gets cold, you create a bonfire where you stack wood together and burn the wood, and people gather around the fire to keep warm. So that is some points of winters. Okay, class, for your second task, I want you to read page 103 and post it up on our Telegram group page. Or you can send it to my personal Telegram page where I can see and understand your reading. And your task, I will also post after the video is played. So after the video is played, let me know. I will post you your second task. Again, your second task will be kind of long. So I will give you 40 minutes to complete. Once you have completed this task, please send it to my personal Telegram so I can correct it and give you back your grades. Okay, class? See you in our third video. Hello class, welcome back to our third and final video for today's lesson. Before I give you your homework, I would like to do a quick recap of what we have learned today, or what you have learned today. So in our first video, we have talked about seasons, especially the seasons in Thailand. And thank you for your discussions with me, and thank you for submitting your work. I've seen that you have understand what seasons are, and why Thailand have 3 seasons, and Cambodia have 3. And usually all around the world, there are only 4 seasons, right? Spring, summer, autumn, and winters. And we have discussed which season is hot and which season is cold, and what are the appropriate dressing for each season. So thank you for your dialogue with that. I also have a list of 4 words here that I want you to write the definition of, meaning writing the meanings. Some of you haven't submitted me the meaning of these words yet, so you still have some time to write the meaning of these 4 words and send it to my personal Telegram. It is important for you to write the meanings down because you will get graded and get points for these meanings. Okay class, now for your homework. Your homework I will post after the video is played. Again, you will have 1 week to complete your homework. Please send me your homework before we start next week's class. Okay class, if you have any questions about your homework or questions about our topic today, please ask me and I will guide you through all of our lessons today. Okay class, see you next week. So for now, be safe and stay healthy. Goodbye.